This is the gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
We continue our reading of Pope Francis's meditations, brief meditations, meeting Jesus in the Sacraments. Still we are in the preface, where the Pope focuses on the role of charity and love, how love unites all the gifts which we are given to the individuals and the Church. We come to the third aspect of communion in holy things, in the sacraments, that is, communion in charity. The unity among us that creates charity, love. The Gentiles, observing the early Christians, said, and we can think of the age of the martyrs, Saint Fabian and Saint Sebastian. In that age the Gentiles, observing the early Christians, said how they love each other, how they wish one another well. They do not hate, they do not speak against one another. This is the charity, the love of God that the Holy Spirit puts in our hearts. The charisms, the gifts, are important in the life of the Christian community, but they are always a means for growth in charity, in love. So we can see how the focus and all the different directions of the Pope's meditation on the importance of sacraments comes together. That all the gifts, what we are given as individuals, laity, the clergy, all the baptized Christians, all these gifts are in the service of growing in love. So the Pope articulates for us and with us the main hidden center of our life, which is love. Without love, in fact, even the most extraordinary gifts are in vain. This man heals people, he has that power, this or other virtue, but does he or she have love and charity in his or her heart? If he does, then all is well. But if he does not, he is no servant of the Church. Without love, no gift or charism could serve the Church. Without love, no gift can serve the Church. For where there is not love, there is an emptiness that becomes filled with selfishness. And the Pope continues, and I ask myself, if we all were egoistical, could we live in communion and peace? No, it's not possible. That is why it is necessary that love unite us. Or our smallest gesture of love benefits everyone. And this point is really worth a reflection. When we have a look at the chaotic state of our world, which is like a lava on the earth, on the surface, lava in a volcano, it's there in full power with chaotic forces. We can really raise the questions that our technical civilization and our big advances, how do they how does it look like? How does our world look like without love? Without a conscious striving for love? Without consciously cultivating, nourishing and recreating that hidden center of our life, which is love. Therefore, to live out unity in the church and communion in charity means not seeking one's own interests, but sharing the suffering and the joy of one's brothers and sisters, ready to carry the weight of the poorest and the weakest. And this is the charisma, the great gift of Pope Francis, bringing our attention to those who are on the margins. And this practical task is a practical task for the local community and individual Christians to be attentive to people in need, those who are on the sick list or those who are on the prayer list, or like in our case, when our church is in the middle of a big housing estate, to heed to the needs of the local residents, especially those needs of young families. So, when we receive today's Holy Communion, let us receive it with the responsibility and the task of what the Pope said, that just as the early Christians, they were seen from the outside in a positive way, that we might be seen in similar terms, that we love each other, we wish one another well, that we do not hate, that we do not speak against each other. And it would be also a great witness, equal to the martyr's witness, if the outside world would see us Christians that these Christians do care for the life of the earth community, for our natural environment, that these Christians are really caring about culture itself, that it is based on love, because our life is based on love, on the love of Christ, whose love we are receiving in every communion.